Hello gamers, it's time once again for something that I like to call a deck tech speedrun, where I try to explain a Magic the Gathering deck as fast as I can and then talk about everything about the deck and even play a few hands or two, all in one go. But before we get into the deck itself, because there's a lot of things going on within this deck, I'd just like to preface that with this Zuladoc Voidgorger thing, this is taking place before Modern Horizons 3, and there's a lot of good Eldrazi within the set. I just don't have them in my hands, and with even a all-new, like, big trio of the Eldrazi Titans, I don't want to say that they're in here yet, because they can be very expensive, just because they're the Eldrazi Titans. They're big mana creatures, and they're very, very good. But just preface this before, you know, they're probably going into this deck, and it's probably changed, but you can also check in the link in description of the deck list itself and see other things as well in that. But without further ado, let's get into the deck tech in 3, 2, 1, go. So Zuladoc Voidgorger is a very mana value-based deck. So whenever you cast a colorless spell with mana value 7 or greater, you cascade. So you get 2 cascade triggers, which is very, very good, as you can tell. So you got a lot of ways to ramp in this deck and basically protect Zuladoc, so that way you can keep doing that again. One of my big and favorite cards in this deck to protect Zuladoc is Commander's Plate, because it has protection from every single color, because it has no color, so it can't be touched at that point. But there are also other ways of, you know, bringing out other things, and by the time, like, it's a smaller S creature, but it's very scary. I don't plan to attack with Zuladoc unless if there's other reasons, or like, say, Eldrazi Monument's out. But there's not a whole lot of reason to be swinging out with Zuladoc. It's mainly for the value engine. And there's a lot of ways to reduce the cost and to get a lot of mana value, like Ugin the Ineffable. I don't really plan to use his other abilities, but the 2 less for colorless spells, that's very good. There are other cards in here, such as Urza's Incubator, which also reduces the amount you pay for colorless spells. But there are also, like, Doubling Cube and things like that to get just that value engine up, or the Darksteel Monolith, so you can pay 0 instead of the cost, but it still triggers that Zuladoc because it is the mana value. As long as you play it from your hand, that is to say, of course. And there's a lot of good lands and stuff like that. You can, like, since a lot of the utility lands pay for colorless mana costs, the land base is very fun and very good, in my opinion, because there's a lot of things you could do with that. There's a lot of wastes in here and other stuff like that, but, you know, that's mainly the thing. And there's a lot of big creatures and big things in this deck, because, like, look at that spread. Just look at that spread. The biggest mana value thing in this deck is Emrakul, the Promised End, and then going down, you get It That Betrays and Resi Eldrazi, and then it goes down from there. You get a lot of good big creatures, and just ways to cheat out stuff like Portal to Phyrexia, which is another way to cheat out things from your opponents, kind of like an It That Betrays, but as an artifact, sort of. But yeah, it's very good. You got a lot of good payoffs to get. Let's see, what was it? Like Solemn Simulacrum's a good way to ramp, or like a Burnished Heart, which is like there's a lot of good mana value things in here that, because there's a lot of high mana cost cards in this deck, and the spread of this, it won't matter. Like, it will not matter very, very quickly. And because it's colorless, it probably won't matter very, very quickly, because, like, it's going to be hard to deal with from your opponent's side in that way. So let's get into a couple hands of this. I kind of like this hand. Let's play test with this. Let's discard that. I don't know what the hell that was. So looking at this hand, we're just going to act like we're doing a multiplayer turn. So we're going to draw first a card for turn on the first one. I'm going to play that. I'm going to play the Bounder's Enclave and pass a turn. Can't really do anything there. Ooh, Mirror Pool. I'm going to put that out second. There's nothing yet. So I think the first play I'm going to do is the Eldrazi Urza's Incubator, just so I can get that reduction cost down. And so that's what I'm going to do that turn. And then, like, it goes pretty quickly. So now I have 5 things to go off of. Let's put Temporal Gateway onto the battlefield. That's fun. That's very fun. Because then I could just pay 4, and all of a sudden I could put anything. And it's from my hand. Since I'm playing it from my hand, that also triggers with Zuladoc. So that's a good way to cheat cards out from my hand. Again, like say, that's what I'm probably going to do with Ulamog. So next turn, still left with 5, but that doesn't matter. I can't do anything here. That's fine. You have those sorts of things like that. So I think I'm just probably going to leave that turn. Yeah. Just go to my next one. Thank God I got another land. So now I could just cheat out pretty much whatever I want. So you know what? I'm going to cheat out using the Thrawn Temple Gateway. I'm going to put out Platinum Angel, good way of protection to make sure that you are safe and don't lose the game. And then go to my next turn. Got a waste. And I think, yeah, now I can put out my commander. So let's just do that now. Zuladoc. So unless if they have a way to, you know, kill it, which, unless if someone's got a counterspell, it's going to stay there. And let's just simulate that it stays there for next turn. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then tap that. Let's just put out the, that betrays. And let's just go into the cascade effects. So we got, Desolation Twin, that's great. That's a crazy high mana value card to put out there. And Hand of Emmercruel. All right. So yeah, even though it's turn 8 in this, I'm already set up for a win. Because I can just do a lot of stuff, you know, Annihilator 2, and whenever opponent puts a creature or non-token permanent into the whatever, it's gonna be mine. It's gonna be mine. It's just that crazy. So let's do another game. Let's see what we got here. And right off the bat, we got a Solemn Simulacrum for 4, so we got mana value. So we can make this work. We only have 2 lands in our hand, but it can work. It can work. So I'm gonna do that. You know, draw a land, draw a card for turn. Go to next turn. Ooh, cool. Urza's mine. Urza Power Strip. What is it? Whatever. It doesn't matter. But good to start. Just go to next turn. Turn 3 Thought Vessel. All right. Not super crazy not crazy to start out with, but Thought Vessel. No maximum hand size. I can't really do anything. Turn 4. I can do quite a bit of stuff here now, actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Get Solemn Simulacrum. I can put a basic land out into the battlefield. Waste. There we go. Close and shuffle. And then we're good. Then go to next turn. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 mana to work with. We can't really do anything. That sucks. You do have that, but you have ways of getting ways around that. Yeah, I think I'll just probably leave it there. Yep. I'll just pass the turn. That usually doesn't happen with this, but you know, you get that. Damn, that sucks. I think this hand's kind of this is bad, but honestly, it's very rare that this happens, so I wouldn't be too worried. This would be a mulligan. I would try, like, even just, you know, on a regular basis, try to start out with at least 3 lands in hand. Something like this is a little too much, but you know, let's work with it. I already have a Ancient Tomb, so I'm just gonna put that out turn 1, draw a card. Oh man, I am gonna have a lot of land this game. So go to turn 2. I am gonna have a lot of land this game. I'm gonna put an Eldrazi Temple. Very good land for this deck. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about that. Ooh, turn 3. Palladium Mirror. I could just do Yeah, tap, tap. I'm gonna deal 2 damage to myself, because, yeah, that's whatever. I get that. But I haven't played him either. Next turn, already I could probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 mana to work with. Alright. So I'm gonna do 1, 2. Alright, tap, 1, 2. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because that taps for 2 because it's an Eldrazi. So I'm gonna bring out actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't even have to do that. That's crazy. So just take 2 more. Oh wait, no, I already took the 2. Oh yeah, I did take 2. So already Zul'Dok's on the battlefield. It's turn 4. Yeah, that's probably gonna happen quite a bit with this deck. Not in the same way, but it's pretty much how this deck likes to go. So the next turn I can already do a lot of crazy stuff. Let's just do let's just put out the Darksteel Monolith. I don't think I even have to. Yeah, I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Deal 2 damage to myself. And then I can do the Cascade triggers. So we got Platinum Angel, alright, and a Forsaken Monument. So I can tap another good spell or artifact to get more mana out. So I can tap it for more mana. So now Balin's Tomb taps for 3. That kind of taps for 3, more or less. That taps for 2. That taps for 2. That taps for 2. That taps for 3. So a lot of good things out of this deck that can just ramp you really quickly. And that's more or less the essence of this deck. So I hope you enjoyed, and boom.